Today's video is all about saxophones, a bit like this one here in my paws. This is just a light-hearted approach with a kind of a serious twist to it about saxophones which are made in the Far East. Now, I was inspired to do this video because a comment I had on my previous video about this very tenor saxophone was questioning, is the tuning right? Did you check the tuning? It's not 339 and blah 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 and all that sort of stuff. Well, no, it's not. It's 440. I did check the tuning and that was 440 and it's pretty solid. It's pretty good tuning. This Taishan TSTS-7000. I still don't get why they have TSTS twice, but anyway, I digress. It's from the Far East. It must be garbage. It's from the Far East. The build quality must be terrible. It's from the Far East. The tuning must be way off. Well, of course, years and years ago, some of the saxophones were exactly like that. I know that because I owned a whole bunch of them, and they were horrible, but they were so much fun to play at the time, and I was so naive and I didn't care. I was happy just to have a saxophone-shaped thing in my hands at the time. Now, there's one huge thing that's changed since them days of them sort of horrible saxophone-shaped things, and that's called time. You know, that man-made concept? It's changed a lot. I mean, the manufacturing quality has gone right up, the production quality has gone right up, and the labour skills have gone right up, so there's been huge improvements. Now, I'm throwing this out here because I used to be one of them haters of these sort of instruments at the time, and this was only up to like 10 years ago. But then something happened called eating humble pie and being proven completely wrong. And I was so glad that I was proven wrong because I love to learn stuff. Forever student, I call myself. Now, this is absolutely fine when it comes to tuning. The metals, the materials feel absolutely solid. And I know I've said the word absolutely 2 or 3 times, but I don't care. I mean, I can't exactly say for sure what the metal compound is unless I cut it open and do an analysis of it, but I'm not going to do that. It feels solid and it plays fine, so I'm happy. But I totally understand it that some people could look down their nose at something like this because they've never experienced them and they've only heard the horror stories of older Far Eastern saxophones, which are very justified. They were hideous. But now they are much better. Now, I'm not trying to preach to the masses here. Well, I guess I am in a way, but I'm not trying to. I'm just sharing my thoughts that these things should not be overlooked if you're into a budget sort of horn. And I think you get a lot for what you pay for when it comes to something like this, because the competition is so big that these companies over in the Far East have stepped up and they've completely leveled up. I'm pretty sure there is some horror stories out there as well. You know, evolution, that thing that happens naturally. Well, that's happened in the saxophone world, and these things are pretty damn good now. So I'm going to do the tuning with the help of my little friend here called Kentucky Colin, and he is going to be holding my tuning app, which is on my phone, and then you'll see what the tuning's like on this. So I'll speak to you after the tuning with Colin. So there you go. You've just seen the tuning is absolutely fine. Sometimes when it was not a straight note, that's not the saxophone, that's me. That's because I didn't take enough breath, or I was trying to keep the noise down for the neighbours, you know, them kind of things. But overall, you can see that the tuning is in a very, 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 that's 3 veries, acceptable range. There's nothing wrong with it. So basically, saxophone world, I just feel that we should have a bit more of an open mind when it comes to these sort of horns. The Far East is probably the leading manufacturing place in the world. It's not a coincidence that in the saxophone world, they've kind of caught up now. I'm so glad I ate humble pie all them years ago, and they're even better since then. So I'm pretty happy to have an Asian saxophone. And yes, there will be some pirates out there who are trying to make a fast dollar and making some saxophone-shaped things, but the genuine ones are really stepping up their level and they're doing great. So the app I used has a side there which says concert pitch and then B flat. So I can tune it to that, or I can change it to alto or whatever key I want. So then you can get a very good accurate reading. It's just something I use and I find it really, really good. I hope you don't take my video so serious. I'm just meaning it in a sarcastic, dry, British humour sort of way. Tongue in cheek, no frills, no nonsense. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, just smash the like button, put a smile on my stupid flowery t-shirt head, and I will catch you in the next video. Have a great day. Enjoy your saxophone journey. From me and from Kentucky Colin, have a great one.